Hey, everybody. Sometimes when we're doing coaching work or we're doing clearing or journaling, we don't always know where to start. There's so much running around in our heads. There's so much back and forth between sometimes what they call the good angel and the bad angel, between your higher self and your subconsciousness, that you really don't know where to start because it is so much going on all at once. You can't separate yourself from the thoughts. You can't separate yourself from the drama. You can't separate yourself from the physical or emotional pain that you feel. So there are some techniques that you can use to do that. Now, in the previous video, I talked about breathing technique, and I talked about being tangible to be able to touch something and to bring the now back into your awareness. Now, some of the things that you can also do is use the use cards. Now, I have a couple of different ones, and I have the ones that I got from Christina Hearns, the cards that I have here, the I am cards, and I have the self-care. And I also have these cards that a really good friend of mine bought for me called talking point cards. Now, these talking point cards, they have different categories inside, and you can pull a card out from this category. I'm just going to pull one out and see what this one says. I actually have two here. One of them says, what's the nicest thing you've ever done for somebody? Now, that is going to take you out of negative feeling. Now, you may go first into the negative and go, I haven't ever done anything nice for somebody. But if you're not sure, then reach out to 4 or 5 of your friends and say, can you remember something that I have done that was really nice for somebody? And you may be surprised on how many messages you get back. And start to write those in a journal and begin to notice when you do nice things for somebody. We can get so caught up in nobody ever does anything for us, or I'm not a nice person, or this bad thing always happens to me, that we forget that we hold the door open for somebody. Perhaps the day you opened the door for somebody was a day when they had bags full and they were feeling the same as you. They felt the world was against them, and you just holding the door open for them gave them that sense of hope and gave them that sense of the world is on my side and there are nice people out there. But we get so used to disregarding the nice things that we do unless it's a big grand gesture. But what if it was a conversation with somebody standing at a bus stop or in a grocery store? Perhaps that person's had nobody to speak to for days on end, and you were the person that took the time to speak to them. That's something that nice that you do for somebody. But we dismiss that. We dismiss that as, oh, that's nothing. No, it isn't nothing. It's something. And the other card I have here, would you rather have no rules to live by, or the rules that you have to live by now? Or would you rather have no rules to live by, or the rules that you have to live by now? So what kind of rules would you like to live by? And whose rules are you living by? Are you still living by your parents' rules? Perhaps you're in your late 20s, 30s, 40s, older than that, younger than that, and you are still living by somebody else's rules. You're living by somebody else's programming. You're living by somebody else's standard and not your own. So just give yourself a moment to think about that. Think about the nice things that you have done for somebody. Perhaps it's in the office and you gave somebody your pen when theirs ran out. Perhaps you held the elevator door open for somebody. Perhaps you just smiled at somebody going down the street and they were having a devastating day. Do not dismiss the nice, kind things that you do to everybody else. And think about the rules that you live by. Are the rules that you live by the ones that you want to live by? Or are the rules that you live by something that somebody else gave you that you are still living by, but you don't like them, they don't serve you, they don't work for you anymore? And how can you change that? And that is something that you can journal. You can journal on that. You can take a look at that. You can deeper dive into that and ask yourself the questions, because it's not until we start asking ourselves the right questions that we get the answers that we're looking for. Have an amazing day, everybody. Bye for now.